Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital early spoilers September 8th to 12th. Anna's intense suspect interrogations. Is Drew facing a deadly fate? As we always do on early edition day. We start with what's happening the rest of this week, and then we're going to talk about next week. General Hospital. Drew Kane's shocking shooting and Port Charles chaos. On Wednesday, September 3rd, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, warns Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, that he doesn't think she should be sticking her neck out for Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. Meanwhile, Elizabeth asks someone where they have been. Maybe it's Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr. Maybe it's Willow or perhaps another suspect in this shooting. Portia makes an announcement, and I wonder if she's ready to confess to what she did just to get it over with no idea that Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, is trying to get the evidence back and her chief tormentor has just been shot in the back a couple of times. The PCPD heads to the scene of another crime on GH. Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Anna get a 911 call and take off. I'm sure this is in response to Drew's house. We said in the leak, I think I mentioned both because the leaker said shooting, then they said maybe stabbing, and then they said maybe shooting. So we were talking about stabbing because Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, has the Cassadine dagger, but shooting was what they landed on. Again, with leaks you get imperfect information, but we knew he was going down, and he is down. The question is, will he actually die, like everybody in Port Charles and half the fandom want? I kind of think he will not. Trina and Kai on a mission. Trina and Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, are there, and Trina's in a panic, but Kai is telling her they have to stay put because they're trying to break into the safe. We don't know who's shooting or if they are done. The shooter is standing over Drew with the gun still on him. It looks like there are 2 bullets. Will there be a third? I feel like this has got Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, as fingerprints on it. But somebody else's fingerprints are probably going to be found. The big question, of course, will Drew survive it? Who calls 911? Is it going to be Kai and Trina? I think so. Michael's custody battle and Port Charles conspiracies. Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, is venting to Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton. He's very frustrated about the judge's death coming hot on the heels of Drew talking about this bribery and how this could all put the kids back into Willow's orbit. None of these things are good for Michael. He tells Brooke Lynn that they are going to do whatever it takes to keep Willow away from Wiley Quartermaine Corinthos, Vyron Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako. Britt tries to save Joss' life again. Meanwhile, Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, tells somebody, don't do anything until he gets back. I wonder if Britt is trying to stop somebody from doing something to Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, before Pascal, Mark Forget, is back or the mystery boss. She's going to do everything she can to save them. Vaughn tells Joss that there is a mole at the bureau. Yes, there is. It's Colette Moreau, Mercedes Lopez Renard, and we know that. Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna is asking somebody if they are eager to see him fail. Maybe Anna. Maybe Colette. I feel more likely that it's Colette because she is setting him up, and she's obviously conspiring with Pascal and the mystery boss. Carly in a panic on General Hospital. Plus, Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, tells somebody she made a huge mistake with Drew. She could be telling Brennan because it looks like she is in his office with that blue wall background. The way they edited it obviously was to make it look like Carly went over there and shot Drew, and I just don't think she did. I think there's a much deeper explanation for what has happened to Congressman Cutthroat. General Hospital Thursday spoilers. Drew's investigation and relationship drama. On Thursday, September 4th, Trina's upset. Of course, Drew got shot while they were in there trying to break into his safe to get the evidence on Portia. That's problematic. I don't know how upset Trina would be that Drew got shot. She might just be more upset that they couldn't get the stuff out of the safe before the cops got there, and then it's going to be a crime scene. It might be hard for them to get into his safe, and then if the police for some reason get into his safe, well, that's not going to be good for Portia. This is an interesting spoiler. A violent occurrence rocks Port Charles. This is about his shooting. I think what this means for Thursday is that word spreads that Drew was shot. Drew's enemies start to worry on GH. And a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, I was just threatening to kill him. This may look bad for me. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, takes a big risk. We'll see what it is. I think it'd be great if she put a pillow over Drew's face if he makes it alive to General Hospital. Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, and Anna start talking to suspects. They're obviously looking into Judge Herron's case, but I feel like this is more likely about Drew's shooting. He's a congressman, so his shooting will take priority. Anna is asking, who wants Drew Kane dead? The bottom line is the suspect list is quite long, and Anna wants to know who is at the top. Speaking of the top of the list, Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, is having a heart-to-heart talk with Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, on Thursday. I bet he may tell her his marriage to Portia is over. I just wonder how long until Curtis and Jordan hit the sheets. Friday's General Hospital drama. Legal woes and looming danger. Friday, September 5th. General Hospital has Willow talking to Alexis who doesn't look happy. I wonder if Willow is asking about Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, because there's this new development. Dead Judge, dead Drew. Willow probably wants to talk to her lawyer. But what will Alexis say? Will she have to cover and lie and say, oh yeah, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, asked me to help you out because he had to leave town? I mean, hopefully, they've thought this through. Brennan has to deal with Anna, and this may be her pressuring him again about Jocelyn because she's very worried. Speaking of Joss, she and Vaughn are in an absolute panic. It looks like by the end of the week their lives are at risk, but I don't think Britt's going to let anything happen to them. Charles was almost unbearable. It was as if the entire city had been holding its breath ever since Drew Kane was wheeled into General Hospital's trauma unit days ago, his life dangling by a thread after yet another shocking attack. But the mystery surrounding Drew's near-death experience wasn't just about who had pulled the trigger, or whether it was even a trigger at all. Whispers of sabotage, poison, and secret enemies swirled around the hospital halls, and Anna Devane was determined to get to the bottom of it. Anna, still recovering from her own bruises, both physical and emotional, sat behind the interrogation table at the PCPD. Her no-nonsense glare cut across the room as the first suspect was brought in. She wasn't just investigating an attempted murder, she was peeling back layers of deceit that threatened to collapse Port Charles from within. The first suspect, Nina Reeves. Nina sat down nervously, her hands twisting together in her lap. Anna's eyes didn't waver. You've had a complicated relationship with Drew, Anna began coolly. You've argued over Crimson, over your place in the Quartermain Circle, and there are rumors you were furious about what Carly told you. Nina's eyes widened. Rumors? Anna, you know better than anyone how this town works. People are always eager to paint me as the villain. Are they? Anna pressed, her tone like ice. Or are you finally tired of Drew undermining you? Maybe you wanted him out of the way. For good. Nina's lip trembled. She snapped back. If I wanted to destroy Drew, I wouldn't risk my daughter losing her uncle. Don't you dare insinuate I had anything to do with this. Anna didn't blink, scribbling a note. Nina might have been defensive, but she was hiding something. Whether that something was guilt or simply resentment remained to be seen. The second suspect, Valentine Cassadine. Next came Valentine. The man wore a carefully constructed mask of calm, but Anna, who had once loved him, knew him too well to be fooled. You were spotted near the docks the night Drew was attacked, Anna said, her voice sharp as a blade. Valentine leaned back casually. And since when is walking near the docks a crime? It becomes suspicious, Anna replied, when the man you've had long-standing business tensions with nearly winds up in a morgue. Valentine's smirk didn't fade. Anna, darling, you of all people know Drew is not my enemy. If I wanted him gone, I'd hardly botch the job. My enemies don't crawl away breathing, they disappear. Her jaw clenched at his arrogance, but she scribbled another note. Valentine had a motive, control over ELQ, but did he have the gall to strike so openly when his loyalty to Anna was already in question? The third suspect, Willow Tate. This one raised eyebrows across the board. Sweet, gentle Willow had rarely been viewed as a player in Port Charles's darker games. But when Anna entered the room, she saw the flicker of tension in Willow's eyes. You've been close to Drew, Anna began softly, shifting tactics. He helped you when you were at your lowest. But now, he's caught between family wars. He's standing in the way of certain secrets staying hidden. Willow's hands trembled as she wrapped her arms around herself. What are you saying? That I try to kill the man who saved me? That's absurd. Anna's gaze sharpened. It's only absurd until evidence says otherwise. And right now, Drew's collapse doesn't line up with any normal attack. His labs show signs of a rare toxin, one with medical ties. And you work at GH. Willow's eyes welled with tears. You don't know what you're implying. I love Drew. I would never. She trailed off, but Anna filed it away. Willow was hiding something. Something deeper than grief. Monica's ghostly shadow. As Anna worked her way through the suspects, one truth became impossible to ignore. Drew wasn't just targeted randomly. Whoever wanted him silenced was tangled in the Quartermain family web. The whispers about Monica's past, her long-buried secrets, her alleged ties to someone she'd once called sister, added eerie weight to the investigation. Could Drew's attack be the first step in unraveling the Quartermain dynasty? Anna didn't believe in coincidence. Someone wanted Drew silenced. And if Monica's shadowy past was finally resurfacing, the family could be in more danger than ever before. The interrogation that shook Anna. By late evening, Anna was drained. She'd gone through suspects ranging from Carly to Martin, even tracing leads that circled back to Faison's old associates. But none rattled her more than her final sit-down with Rick Lansing. Rick had recently slithered back into town, claiming to want redemption. But redemption wasn't in his blood. Power was. You've been circling the Quartermains again, Anna accused. Why? Rick folded his hands calmly. Because every time they let their guard down, someone gets hurt. And this time, it wasn't me pulling the trigger. Yet you're here, Anna countered. And Drew's on the edge of death. You expect me to believe you didn't want revenge? Rick leaned forward, his smirk almost gleeful. Oh, I want revenge, Anna. But if Drew dies, it won't be because of me. You're looking in the wrong direction. Someone closer. Someone you'd never suspect. Anna's stomach churned. Rick's words carried weight, not because she believed his innocence, but because the confidence in his tone suggested he knew something the rest of them didn't. A deadly clock is ticking. As night fell, Anna returned to her office. Her notes sprawled across the desk. Each suspect had motive, each had means. But time was running out. Drew's condition at GH was worsening. The toxin in his system was spreading, and Finn had warned the staff that unless they discovered the exact compound and the source, he might not make it through the week.